Well, Rich, I guess the obvious ones, the announcement of two new players, or additions, not necessarily new, but what can they provide to you? First player coach since Dusty, Jacob, or what?
Well, Jacob is he decided he just wants to be a coach. He's going to be a coach now, so he's not going to be the first player coach since Dusty Rutledge. So, but he's also part of the decision was being able to pursue his master's degree and go that way. So it's going to be good to have him on the staff, and I think our tight end room is going to be pretty solid once we get everybody healthy. And then Jason's been good. He's slowly getting into shape, and I don't know if anybody knows if that's going to hold up next week. I hope everybody gets some clarity on the eligibility of all those guys, but we'll find out next week.
If they're eligible, which I know is an if, but I mean, can they help you this
year?
I
mean, Jason was a starter last year for us and is a good football player, and he's in pretty good shape. I mean, he's obviously missed a few months with our strength staff and all that, but he's a smart, competitive guy, and he's played a lot of football, so he certainly can help us if the ruling comes out that way.
What does it mean for others on the roster if, say, he's able to contribute?
I mean, got another good player. I don't know if you oversee it or not. I mean, we got 120 guys, and bring another good player, a good guy to the locker room. We have I like where we're at with I think our players respect each other, and they all know the situation.
Where do you think you are right now with your position battles, and do you like the competition you have between what you're dealing with right now?
I think it's pretty good. We got a couple scrimmages or team periods that we got to really kind of solidified. I told the coaches, we look at the depth chart every day, but after tomorrow's scrimmage, we're going to take a hard look at it Sunday, evaluate where everybody's at. And I'm not really that concerned about who's one and who's two. I'm more concerned, I guess, that is this guy ready to win with, or is this guy ready to win with? And you hope to have at least two in every position that's good enough to win with. I do think there's a lot of competitive battles, like who's going to be the starter, and I don't mind the guys, the players understanding that, but as the coaches, we don't you're either a one or a two. No, you just get as good as you can get and get ready to win with.
How about distance between your backups in terms of talent and gap? Is it closer, you think?
Yeah, I think there's more guys that we can prepare that we can win with. I mean, again, I don't there's other distance between a one and two. Like I said, I just look at it as far as is he good enough to win with, or is he not? And part of that plays on the player, but a lot of it plays on the coaches too. Is he talented enough if we teach him and get him ready that he'll be able to play? Like I said, I have a goal to play the most players in the country, but I won't play them just to reach that goal. They've got to earn that success, and I really think we are more competitive at all the positions, probably, I would say, than we were a year ago, which we should be. We'll be more competitive a year from now than we were this year.
Even without Barrick, just give me a look at the tight end position. What do you think?
Yeah, Ryan Ward's a solid guy. He was having a great summer. He's a little limited, but he'll be back here hopefully in a few days. Cam Ball got nicked up a little bit, but he's a transfer we got in that we really like. I'm going to look at. I don't want to leave anybody off because that's fair. Josh Sapp was a veteran we brought in, and Josh is like the last couple of days, he's been his best practices. He's gotten better and better every day, and he's a guy that's played a lot of football when he was at Clemson. And then we got some young guys in Cade Bush and Xavier Anderson, Carter Zuliani, Sam Hamilton. They're all going to be really good players. Cade Bush, probably of all the young guys, freshman tight ends, has taken the biggest leap in the last week or so. And so he's putting himself with Carter and Ryan and Cam being a little nicked up, has given all those young guys a lot of reps. And Cade has kind of stepped forward a little bit with that too. So he's looked like he's got a chance to play some.
More rotation there. I mean, you used 3 at times last year.
Yeah, there is. I want to have at least 3 that we feel good that we can win with, and because of our personnel groupings. And I think we'll get there when everybody's healthy. I think we'll have that.
Rich, a lot of people say that the tight end has to do so many things, like line up the different slots, block all that, but just what value is being able to line up one guy up at 3 or 4 different locations and let the same player have different action? And
Yeah, it was changed even in 30-some years of running this offense. When we started off with 10 personnel all the time, and then we would do some 20 personnel with 2 backs and all that. It didn't have probably use a tight end much for the first 10 years of the offense. And then it started to evolve where you're getting those guys, like you said, the tight end that can line up out in space. He's good enough to run routes out there, but he's also big enough to get in the core and do some blocking. And so it gives you a lot more variety offensively when you have a tight end that can do what we ask him to do. It's like play out in space and also play in the box. And so we're a lot of 11 personnel like just about everybody else, but we'll dabble in some 12 and maybe even some 13 stuff too, where you got 3 tight ends out there. So that position has evolved into being a very, very important position. I think at all levels, people are using them in a lot of different ways.
It's 3 weeks from opening the season. You have any scrimmage? What are 3 things you're looking for come out of the scrimmage like that?
First, the football is such a technical game from a standpoint of where every position is unique. It's not like maybe basketball, for instance. Everybody's got to learn to dribble. Everybody's got to learn how to shoot. Everybody's got to learn how to pass. Football, the O-line got to be perfected at their particular skills. The D-line at their particular skills. Quarterbacks, and so with all those things, is those guys fundamentally getting better, but also we got to have a game plan starting here in about a week, and so being able to run our offense, run our defense, run our schemes that we have in offense, defense, and special teams, combined with still getting better, But I got plenty of coaches, and I really like our staff. We got a really good staff that I think recognizes how we do it, and having a sense of urgency. What I told the staff the other day, we got to have a sense of urgency to get these guys ready. But we also got to understand we got 8 straight weeks with no open dates, and that's going to be a good grind. So we better get a lot of players ready as well. So that's kind of the challenge that we have, really now and for another week. And then in another week, we start game planning, and we got to be ready to go.
Rich, I've seen some leagues are increasing the size of travel rosters.
Yeah, they should. They should in our league.
Has the Big 12 talked about that? Do you guys talk about it in the coaches' meeting? Is that something that's
They
gonna
increased it a
happen?
little bit. I don't know if it's 74 now. I don't know if New Raquel knows. But I saw somebody went to 80 maybe, was. That's where it should be. But it also I think it should be as many as you want to take. If you don't want to take 100, don't take 100. But if you're at home, you could dress 100. So why would a visiting team have the same amount? Not that you're going to play that many, but I think that should be the discretion of the school. That was made. The decision was probably made as a financial decision. But are we kidding ourselves? What are we? We're spending the millions of dollars on players and all that, but no, we don't let that guy get on that plane, that extra seat on that plane or that bus, or don't give that guy a cheeseburger on the road because we can't afford it. What are we doing? Let the team. I'm not going to take 100 guys on the road, but I'd like to take 80. But you're going to tell me we can't do it because, we can't afford an extra cheeseburger? You think schools in our league are going to I'm not going to give any names. They're going to say, no, we can't afford to go 5 more guys, 6 more guys. Really? I don't. All the ADs out there that hate me for saying that, I don't care. It don't make no sense,
Rich, are the quarterbacks similar enough where you don't have to change stuff when one quarterback goes in?
Fair question. They are, yes, but they are also all pretty unique in their own way too. And it's not just you think, which guy runs better than which guy throws better, whatever. It's some of it is which plays that certain guys are more comfortable with, and that's sorting it all out. We got to have enough variety on offense that they got to be able to run everything, but inevitably they all probably have certain plays that that looks like they're more comfortable with, and so that's part of us sorting it out too. But all of our quarterbacks can run, and the arm strength of our quarterbacks is really good. There's not our younger guys are still growing and stronger, but all of our older quarterbacks can make all the throws with ease, so that's a good thing.
Behind Cam Cook at running back, what are your thoughts on the rest of that room, the importance of that room? It can't just be Cam Cook.
Yeah, it's Cam's an experienced guy, but the rest of them hadn't played, so it's all new. It makes you really nervous, but I really think Jay's done a great job with them. in the last few days, it's been really good competition. I mean, the big guy, Amari Latimer's, what we thought he was is he a 230-pound downhill guy, but he's a really good football player. So we knew he was going to play when we signed him, and he's had a really good camp. But all the rest of the guys, Talley, Devine, Autry showed some things, Boswell. I mean, even Darius Morant, all those guys have shown a little something. And then we got Cowboy, too. You know, Cowboy, Caden Luke, that's what we call him, Cowboy. You know, he's back here as kind of the lone fullback. He might be one of, like, the 10 fullbacks in college football or something. There's no fullbacks anymore. We still have a fullback in Cowboy Luke. So I like the room. And hopefully we stay a little healthier than we were last year. But we found out last year, you better have a bunch of them ready.
Go back to the quarterbacks for a second. The baseball team got a lot of left-handed hitters. The other team might try to get a left-handed pitcher to throw against them, or need a defensive catcher, at times against some team that runs. Is there any thoughts ever come into your mind that this quarterback is better against this team and this quarterback is better than that against that team, or is playing every week more important?
Yeah, not so much which guy's better against which team, but I've had two quarterbacks that had different skill sets and ran different plays better and used two quarterbacks time. A lot of times I've heard the whole thing. It sounds just somebody made it up, and so everyone wants to repeat it, say, if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have none. No, you don't. You got two. You know what I mean? So I disagree with that. If you got two guys that are ready to win with, I mean, that's a pretty good thing. Now, if a quarterback is a starter and he's hot, I'm not going to take him out of the game. But I don't look at it so much as like, oh, that quarterback, say he's winded, he ran a couple runs in a row and all that kind of stuff, and I got to take a time out for him. If I got another guy that's pretty good, I just let him get rested and put somebody else in there and let him go in there. I don't treat it that much differently in practice either. So they rotate it. But quarterbacks, none of them want to ever come out. It's like a pitcher, right? He don't want to come out. But
The analytics in a game, though.
Yeah,
It doesn't attempt you to situationalize your quarterbacks rather than.
well, if they're highly skilled more than the other guy in a certain situation, like you're throwing a deep ball, and this guy's the best deep ball thrower you got in your roster, would you put him in there? You know, you'd think about it, but then eventually, like, hey, every time that guy's in there, they're throwing it deep. You know what I mean? So you got to have a little bit of that. But we have all of our quarterbacks run all our plays, and then we'll do this for another week, and then probably, like I said, 2 weeks before the first game, we'll start thinking, okay, this is what this quarterback does well, this is what this quarterback does well, and this is what this quarterback does well, and we hope it's all the same. But if it's not, we got to have a big enough menu to accommodate them so we're better at it.
What will the decision come down to? Like, what are the things?
What's that? Who do I think's the best quarterback to give us a chance to win?
To break that down further, like in terms of like.
That's Coach Rod. What Coach Rod's feeling at that particular time? I mean, what do you mean?
I know we're not going to get it
Like,
today. But
okay, this guy's the best guy. He starts. That guy's the second best guy. He's the second. What does that entail? Whatever I think that's the best about. You know what I mean? Like, let's not over like, I'm not into feelings. You know, I'm not into like, what everybody. I don't care if anybody else. I don't need to tell anybody. In fact, I think it's kind of intriguing if people want to know. Like, maybe you want to find out who's going to start, buy a ticket, and come to Great Mountaineer Field. You could tailgate in the blue lot. What time's the first game? Noon. You could tailgate to 12:58, but make sure you get in time because at 1 o'clock we might be kicking off or kickoff return, and we'll see who runs out there. I'm going to know before then. I may know before I tell the coaches, quarterbacks. I may know right now. Probably do. And I knew you guys wouldn't have the scoop. And I like you guys, I really do, but I ain't giving you a scoop. So you got to keep coming back. Come back to the next media opportunity, and you still won't know.
Can you talk about some of the reasons why you don't like to give that scoop out, like in terms of like?
Because there are people like you to ask the question. I want it to bother you. I want you to stay up at night. Wow, is Coach Rod going to tell me today? Because if he don't, my life is miserable. But if he tells me today, I will sleep so much better. Oh, that just gives me reason. I'm not meaning to torture you, but that's okay. That gives me more reason not to tell you.
Is it like a strategic advantage against?
No, it ain't. It's not really. It's no. I mean, people say, if you know who this quarterback is. I mean, obviously, if they're completely different guys, you prepare defensively probably different. But when they're all of our guys, like I said, all of our guys run all of our plays, and they're very, very similar in just about everything. It doesn't make make a big advantage. So like you said, so it doesn't make a difference. Why don't you go ahead and announce the guy? And I'm feeling like it today. I mean, no.
Any separation in the kickers yet? Have you noticed?
No, it is kind of, that's one position that we're still, I mean, you talk about legitimate competition. You know, Big Jack's got the strongest leg, but Nate from down there at Fairmont has done a great job. He's been really consistent. And Peter is the new guy. He was banged up most of the summer, so he's kind of catching up, but he's competing with the two. But, you know, it's probably right now, like if you would ask who would kick the 35-yard field goal right today, I'm not being coy. I really don't know. I mean, it's one of the three. It's wide open competition. So I'm going to try to put them under some maybe little pressure situations the best you can in practice. And this is what I'll do. I'll have them all have a competition, and you guys will be tied to one of them, and whoever the loser has got to do push-ups or up-downs or something. Then you'll be like, don't start this guy. He maybe do 10 push-ups. I can't move for a week.
Rich, you talked about Chambers. Are there any others that you're still looking at? Or
There are others that if the transfer thing comes through and, you know, you didn't have to be in the portal or what have you, there's a couple others that have played at other teams that are potentially eligible. But we really haven't pursued it much because I think it's just so much gray area. They may approve the guys that return to their previous school and not the transfers, but I don't know. I think there's something that might be ruled on the 17th, which is Monday, so maybe we have some clarity then. But we have a spot for I think one or two spots open. We also, I mean, you guys are glad you asked the question. We also will probably have, if we don't fill that spot, a student body tryout, you know, West Virginia University. So any of our student bodies out there, there might be a spot on the team. We'll let them know next week, and maybe they can come try out. I've had guys that have student body tryouts wind up starting. What was the guy from Michigan, right? I think I had a guy that came to a student body's tryout and wound up being a starter. So you'll have an opportunity. We'll let you know that pretty soon.
You got classes coming up on Tuesday. Are you going to keep them in camp mode, or are you going to?
Yeah, best we can. My Saturday is going to be, you know, we'll scrimmage a little bit. We're going to have a little family picnic, invited their families, and we might be feeding 450 people, so you guys aren't invited. We can't afford it because, you know, we might be adding guys on a travel squad. So we're going to have a big family picnic. We're going to take a team, you know, a big team picture with everybody in the uniform Saturday. So it'll be a long day. Then Sunday will be, you know, kind of nothing day for them, a little recovery or something in the training room. And then Monday will be our last day of camp, I guess. We'll have a morning practice, and from then on out, we'll start in the afternoons.
Rich, you have older quarterbacks who've been around. You have a number of younger guys. And I just wonder if the nature of that position, sometimes younger guys can just maybe fade a little bit because they know there's traffic ahead of them. Like, look at last year where Scotty started and where he is now. Is that a lesson for younger guys, like maybe newer than
I think
before?
it's natural for everything for the younger guys because it happens so fast. I mean, it's not, they can learn it and know what to do, but the speed of the game happens so much faster than even for the best high school programs in the country, that's the part that they have to adapt to. And once you go through it once, you know, like I usually tell coaches, I give them kind of 3 sessions to figure out, not just quarterbacks, but anybody else, a fall camp, a spring camp, and another fall camp. After that third camp, you can pretty much identify, is that guy caught up to the speed of the game? And not just a quarterback, but any position. And so, but it's hard to do that with just, if this is just their first session. Most of our quarterbacks have been here at least since January, but it's still just their second session. So that's the hard part for any position, but especially quarterback, that everything happens so fast. You can't stand back there and hold the ball. And I've been probably yelling that as much as anything, like take off and run or throw the ball, because inexperienced quarterbacks have a tendency to just stand there and wait, and that can't happen.
Change the way you treat like depth of that position because the turnover there is so high. But you want to have as many good ones as you can. As
yeah, it's so hard because a lot of guys, if they ain't playing, they leave, right? So, you know, holding on to your second or third or fourth quarterback is a bigger challenge than before. But if they like their system, they like what they're at. I mean, they've got a great place, so they all love being here. And obviously, if you can afford to keep them, that's the hard part. Sometimes it's hard for you to afford to keep your backup second team or third team quarterback because somebody's going to pay them a whole bunch of more money. That part could always be a challenge. But our guys seem happy. And I think they see we recruited them because we thought they'd be great fits in our system and have great careers here. And that hasn't changed. If anything, all the guys that we have, our thoughts haven't changed on any of them right now for that.